Full self-driving V14 Lite for Hardware 3 is finally here. The Start Self-Driving button is right there on the screen. I'm in my garage, and for the first time ever, we're gonna see if it goes in reverse. I'm gonna press the button while I'm in park, and I'm waiting, fingers crossed, that it takes off here. It says, be attentive, keep your eyes on the road, something to that effect, and it's not moving. It actually aborted completely. Let's try it again. I've heard stories with version 14 users where it will damage their mirror going out of their garage. So this is probably a good thing. Here I've tested it now a couple times. It's not going. If I step on the accelerator, let's see if that propels it backward. It says press brake, but I'm gonna press the accelerator. It's still in park. Interesting. It says that it's still in park. Let me say, okay, so there it's automatically aborting. I'll try it again. It says there's a button here, press brake. Oh, okay. So I'm so sorry, guys. I have to press the brake pedal. Let's let it reset itself here. There's a setting for this in the menu. Okay, this is probably something all of you are gonna go through. So you have to go into the self-driving, and there is now a button to allow it to start without the brake pedal. Oh, it's not here with Hardware 3. Interesting. You guys see that? Look at that. Self-driving, there's no option to disable the brake. Oh, wow. So they really want to make sure you're paying attention here. It's possible they'll remove that in future versions, but right now you do have to press the brake pedal to get it to start moving. Wow, fascinating. So here we have our profiles: hurry, standard, chill, sloth. Everything else looks the same. There is no FSD streak. It doesn't count how many miles you've been in FSD. Then let's hit self-driving. Now let's do this. We'll step on the brake, release pedal. You see it says release pedal. It's doing it. Be hyper aware here. It sees that car back here. It needs to turn the wheel. Is he going to go forward to go reverse? Definitely not as intelligent as V14, and I've done a lot of tests with V14. Here now it says 34 inches. Let's see what it does here. I'm just going to be very patient with it and see if it by any chance goes forward. This is where it should recognize that there's an obstacle there and then try to go around it. I'm hesitant to step on the accelerator because if I do that, it's in reverse and it will probably hit the car in my driveway here. So this is a situation where if you have a car behind you and you can easily maneuver to get around it, it's not going to do that. And this is my use case. Like, I always have that car parked there. So for me, that's a little bit unfortunate that I'll probably still have to drive manually when I start my drives here. Let's step on the, I hate to step on the brake pedal. Let me step on the accelerator just a tiny bit, see if it does anything new. Yeah, it's gonna hit that car if I let it go. I have no choice, guys. I mean, let's try putting it in drive. Okay, it won't let me change the drive while I'm in the self-driving, which makes sense. If I put it in park, it will put itself in park. So, come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to step on the brake, guys, and we'll have to manually get it out of my driveway here. Let's orient it like this, set it up for success, and see if it can leave from this position. So I'm in reverse, and I've never actually tried to start self-driving while I'm in reverse. I'm not sure if it's possible. I don't know how to start full self-driving while you're in reverse, so I'm gonna put it into park here, and then hit the self-driving button, press the brake, release the brake. Now let's see what happens. Here we go. Now the question is, this is a relatively busy road here. Will it actually go out onto the road? Ooh, some cars coming. get honked at. Okay, they're saying go. My car's gonna go. I'm waving to them. Very awkward. There's a line of cars now behind me, but he was kind enough to stop and let me go. My car was going slow enough. So I don't feel like hardware 4 or version 14 would have done that. But that person was nice. He didn't honk at me. He was patient and gave me the space, and then full self-driving continued all on its own. I didn't have to do anything. The rest of this drive is going to feel very normal, I would say. The end of the drive, look in the upper left here, you get this little drop down, same as with hardware 4, version 14 now. You have the options here. Park curbside. If I select curbside, it's just that one alone. If I select park, now I get parking lot, street, or driveway. And I do have, it's set to park. I'm going to say parking lot because that is where we are headed. And now we get to enjoy just a regular full self-driving drive. So I'm going to fast forward through this part. This is no change really compared to previous. If anything unusual happens though, I will stop and slow down and explain what happened. And you can see me playing around in the menus. I searched high and low, and there is no percentage tracker to see how much you are using full self-driving. There is no FSD streak. None of that exists with V14 Lite. Okay, this is the parking lot. So it's an unprotected left to turn into the parking lot. It looks like the path is clear. Really well done. This is exciting. Now this is the true ultimate test. Is it going to park? It's going to go left here. And I do see one spot down on the right side. Let's see if it picks it. There's another spot here on the left. That would be the spot I would take. Oh, okay. It's picking this one. Not bad. Not bad. And now I'm assuming when I leave, I just hit the button again and obviously hit the brake pedal, and then it will take us back to the suburbs. We're going to try that here in a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to hit start self-driving. I do not have a destination put in. Press the brake, release it. Let's see if it gets out of this general area. As it's moving forward, I'm going to put my home address in. Here we go. It's going in reverse. Coming forward to reposition itself. This is really nice. It needed to kind of do that to get to the left a little. Oh, okay. So maybe that's because I didn't put a destination in. Let me put my home address in and we'll try it again. Press the brake. Probably because I didn't have an address in there. Interesting test though, nonetheless. Let's see what happens here getting out of this parking lot. Love it. That going in reverse part means so much, and it's just absolutely amazing that this software can do this. I think it was posted by Elon Musk that hardware 3 has 15% of the capability of hardware 4, something like that. And he was saying, a huge congratulations to the entire autopilot team for accomplishing this. And I have to agree that I'm sure a ton of work went into this. Thank you so much. Here we go, nice and smooth coming down that exit way. That was kind of a steep ramp. So stay tuned to this channel. I'm going to be taking full self-driving down into the city here. I'm meeting up with Trent, who covers Cybercab in Chicago. Make sure if you're not following him, you subscribe to his channel and his content on X, because he's covering the latest and greatest. He lives really close to Wrigley Field, so he gets to see Cybercab down in the city on a regular basis. I live quite far away. It takes me about an hour on a good day to get into the city, so I'm not down there frequently. But I will be testing down there my normal route. I'll be heading east. I'll go down to Wacker Drive, lower Wacker Drive. I'll head to the Chicago Theater, the Sears Tower, which is now the Willis Tower. I'll be going all around the city, the Trump International Tower. So make sure you stay tuned to see that video on my channel. And we'll put this to the test as far as parking lots. I'll be doing a lot more of those tests probably later tonight. The general driving behaviors, it feels like version 14. I'm not feeling like it's ping-ponging between the lane. It's really hard to see, but my steering wheel is still kind of moving back and forth. Now, somebody mentioned that there may be a way to calibrate your steering wheel somehow. It's definitely not an alignment issue, because when I drive normally, the wheel's not, you know, the tires aren't pulling the wheel one way or the other. So this little, it's very small, but the steering wheel just kind of rocks back and forth. That started not that long ago, and I don't know why it does that. It's not that annoying, but it is noticeable. Okay, we've got 3 cars behind us. Usually here it would put the right turn signal on. It's got to turn left. Yes, left turn signal's on. Please do this right. Oh, it's doing it. That's great. And it will automatically open up the garage door. Now there's a vehicle in there, and my wife parked the other car there while I was gone, so we didn't get the true test. I'm gonna have to move that car real quick. I have to test this to see if it will go in the garage. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, what this does. So I'm leaving my garage door closed. This is, you know, a normal situation. I come home, my garage door is closed. HomeLink's gonna open it up automatically, and here it's going on the left side. There's the ding for the door. Waiting. Don't park. Oh, it parked itself. Okay, it's not gonna do it. Go in. Now with version 14, I had to step on the accelerator. Let's see if I can do that here. Stepping on the accelerator slightly, going into the garage. I'm letting go, and it's not going. If I let go for too long, it will park. So I'm having to force it in and then let go. Great. And when I let go, it wasn't like a harsh break, like I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and then it's like freak out moment. It was very natural. It felt good coming in. Now I'm closer to this other car than I normally would, so I probably won't do that on a regular basis. But hey, if you don't have a car in your garage and you want it to go in, and you're fine with the position or orientation and wherever, then this is a great thing. You just tap it a little bit to bring it all the way in, just like you do on version 14. So that concludes my garage testing, my driveway testing for now. All right, I have to ask this. The majority of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. Please, it's not that much effort. Just hit that button. It goes a long way towards supporting me. I'm hustling out here. I don't even know, 400 plus videos, and I'm struggling to grow past 25,000 subs. I know some others that are around 40, 50,000 subs. I feel that I deserve it, but maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just some Joe Schmo that sucks. All right, I'm gonna shut up. Guys, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit the like button. Stay tuned for my downtown drive. I'm gonna be going down there right after this. I'm gonna edit this, push it out, and then head into the city. It's hustle time, baby. We're back. Hardware 3 is back.